in chapter 1 that Arjuna has fallen into grief and depression because he has to fight against his relatives. And so in the second chapter, he surrenders unto Lord Krishna and becomes his disciple. Then Lord Krishna instructs him the transcendental knowledge. uh, Lord Krishna first of all tells about the concept of soul, the analytical study of the difference between matter and spirit. Then he begins karma yoga, description of karma yoga. Now in the chapter 3 we elaborate this karma yoga concept. So Arjuna initially is confused that whether he should retire from active life and practice some austerities or he has to engage in fighting. So Krishna suggests that no, we should fight, but in a spirit of renunciation, and we should offer all the results to the Supreme. That this is the best purification. By working without attachment, one attains the Supreme. So, work should be such that we should seek the pleasure of Lord, and by thus we can be free from the sinful reactions or any sort of reactions born out of the work. So then Lord Krishna talks about the self-realized person. Even a self-realized person need not give up his duty. He could act for the purpose of giving a right example for others to follow. For the others means not so fortunate people or ordinary people to follow. So accordingly, a self-realized person can also act in order to educate others. Then in the last segment of this chapter, Arjuna asks, what is the root cause of one engaging in sinful acts? So Krishna answers that it is due to lust. The lust present in our senses, mind, and intelligence induces one to sinful activities, and thus then we become more and more entangled in the material world. And through development of spiritual intelligence, we can help come out of we can control the lust, because the senses are above the dull matter, the mind is above the senses, the intelligence is above the mind, and the soul is above the intelligence, so and mind and other senses. So if we make through spiritual intelligence, if we develop the spiritual intelligence, we can be able to control the lust, and thus we can be relieved from doing the sinful activities. Lord Krishna has outlined two paths: the path of philosophical analysis that involves renunciation of action, that is Jnana Yoga, and the path of detached action. Karma Yoga means the path of detached action. So, Krishna states that by just not doing any activity will not free us from the karmic reactions. Just like the case of a policeman. Policeman, if he sees a crime happening and does not do his duty of catching the criminal, then he will suffer from the karmic reaction. It is not that if he does not do any activity, there will be no reaction. It is not like that. Because he is appointed as a police inspector, so it is his duty to act on that ground and punish the criminal. But if he does not do so and says that I will not do my duty, then he will be subjected to the karmic reactions. So, those who abstain externally from action, but internally they will think about the worldly objects, they are pretenders. They are known as pretenders or hypocrites. So better to become a ordinary worker than to become a pretender. It is better to become a fruitive worker or working for the uh, endeavoring for fruits. So, like that of a sweeper. Sweeper does his job, but he wants some money in exchange of his job, but he is better than a pretender. Krishna further in this chapter tells the importance of sacrifice, because from time immemorial the whole universe or world is designed in such a way that the human beings are meant to satisfy the gods through the sacrifices. The gods means the cosmic administrators, who in turn provide the human beings their needs for a satisfactory life. So the human beings are supposed to conduct sacrifices to please the gods or the cosmic administrators. So by that they will be free them. They can be able to free themselves from the sinful reactions. Here also Lord Krishna cites the example of Janak Maharaj, who is the father of Sita, that they attained perfection by such detached action. They did the action, but they did not want the results. They, without attachment, they performed their activity, their actions. So even Krishna himself gives his own example that he does not want anything in return because he has got everything, but still he does his work, and he never neglects the work or duties. So in this way, Arjuna should do his duty of fighting while staying internally detached and spiritually conscious and dedicating his work to Krishna. In this way, this chapter tells us that those who faithfully and non enviously harmonize with Krishna's instructions will be liberated from karmic bondage. But who don't harmonize, then they will end up with the misdirected consciousness, and their knowledge will not help them much. This is what, and then, as we have discussed, that lust degenerates into anger, and it's voracious and vicious enemy of the human being. So lust should be controlled, and because it obscures our knowledge, and so therefore we should make our inner self very strong to be able to control the outer world filled with tempting objects. So Arjuna understands that using his intelligence, his spiritual essence, and he should situated himself in steady self-awareness. Thus, he can win the life's biggest battle, defeating the formidable enemy of lust. So this is the overall summary of the third chapter. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.